tuning in to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show with your host, Michael Carvelis.
Hello, and welcome back to another edition of the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet that you live and breathe on. This is Daily Dive. I'm your host, Michael Carvelis, here in Guyton, Georgia. Producer Joe is behind the scenes in Banditland, New York, watching the Sabres. Cool. It is Monday, November 11th, 2024. We are live on 12 on Sports via Twitter/X, which is what Elon Musk calls it, and YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to the channel while you're here to check out other great shows and, of course, live sports. On today's awesome show, we're going to get into Battle of the Border / Montana Lacrosse League. My trip with 12-ounce sports as I took over Missoula. NLL Preseason reactions and just different things happening, including the Toronto Rock broadcasting their game against the Roughnecks. Thank you, Toronto. And, of course, playoff predictions. Mike and producer Joe unveil their / our 13th ranked teams. Reminder, you are tuned in to Hype Up Month 2024. Your favorite lacrosse talk show in the universe is just heating up. A reminder, in just 18 days, you want to experience the best lacrosse league in the world. You've got to go to tickets.12ouncesports.com. That's tickets.12ozsports.com for the best prices in tickets, whether it be any sporting event, including the National Lacrosse League, concert, theater, Broadway. They got it. You need it. You want to be there. Also, we are on Spotify. Search Daily Dive for the audio-only version of this here show. Without further ado, let's get into one of my favorite graphics producer Joe has ever made. It is Mike Takes Over Missoula. First of all, I am one of the most good-looking caricatures in the history of characters. This is, I'm telling you, man, you cannot beat this little guy right here. Big head, and with big head and little arms like T-Rex from Meet the Robinsons. Also, producer Joe apologizes for the 12-ounce sports and Montana Lacrosse League graphics being just so itty-bitty small. Like, where are they at, Joe? Oh, there they are. There's that. But yeah, somewhere back there you'll see the sports barn. Okay, I also want to show some footage while we're here. So allow me to kind of waste some time while I do that. Basically, this thing was in Missoula, Montana. And there's like two separate events going on here, which was very awesome. You had the Montana Lacrosse League, which was in their second weekend during this trip. And then you had the, So then you had the Montana Lacrosse League that was going on. It was their second weekend. There you see Jake Naso on the face-off dot. But basically this whole thing was organized by like a few people who wanted this to work. It was just, get some box lacrosse experience. You'll notice the field is actually a little bit smaller than you might think. I've heard it was like a 75% of the actual NLL field. I think it's even smaller than that, but that's just me. I was actually right by the midfield line, so I had a pretty good view. There was a couple times where a player smashed into me. How dare they? But I wanted to mention some other great things that were happening. This thing called Battle of the Border, where college age and high school age guys were out there, battling it out for North versus South. North obviously being Canadian, South being the U.S. side, technically. So here's the deal. North number 3 for the Battle of the Border dominated. You had players like Carter Grace, Miller Scrimshaw, Kian Yarjo, who were just impressive. Kian Yarjo even helped me out on the broadcast. That was fun to see him. He gave me a line to say. He said something like, that corner just got hammered. Someone called an Uber or something like that. It was a really funny line that I love that he said. I don't know if he stole it from somebody, but I love it. Shout out Kian Yarjo on that. Met some awesome players like Gavin Zumbo. South number 3 were these high schoolers. They were the only high school team in the entire tournament of the Battle of the Border that were very impressive, and especially this one goalie named Lane Potier. Lane Potier, I've heard this from Canada, even though he was playing for the South number 3 squad. This guy was like 16 or 17 years old, locking down some Canadian guys who already know what box is. I was very impressed. There's a video on the 12 Sports YouTube you can check out where you see a South number 3 team playing. He would be there. He was impressive, and I urge NLL scouts to watch this guy and keep an eye on him for the future. For the Montana Lacrosse League, the red team that you're seeing playing right there, you had players like Ethan Forgrave, Jake Naso, who actually survived the first group of cuts. I have confirmed that from the Saskatchewan Rush. He survived the first group of cuts. We're very excited for him. Friend of the show, obviously. And Ben Foster, more on him later. Also, Philip Malesio, who was also in Montana Lacrosse League games playing for the Timber Tigers. You could also buy the jerseys, which I love. The sports barn was beautiful. The whole thing was great. Here's my favorite part of the entire tournament. And it really shouldn't be, but it actually is. So we had some referees in there. You had Brendan Murphy and Eric Naslund who were playing double duty. Like, they were literally referees, probably getting paid to ref certain games. And then they were also Montana Lacrosse League players for the professional side. So that was awesome to see. But I got to meet and interact with Tanner Fetch. I did not pull up his image today, but Tanner Fetch is a National Lacrosse League ref. And if you saw him on a broadcast last year, you may not remember the name, but you would recognize the face. And I was like, who is this guy? I met him. I was like, oh my gosh, you're one of the National Lacrosse League referees. He was awesome to see. It was just great being that close to some professionals. Also got to meet Jason Lasenko, but the whole thing was great. Long story short about the trip, I ended up flying from Savannah/Hilton Head International Airport to Dallas, which was absolutely huge. Then I went to Missoula, Montana, where we met up with some 12 on Sports folks, and shout out to everybody on the broadcast who did a great job. I encourage you once again, not just for my own sake, because we are monetized on YouTube on 12 on Sports, but for the sake of watching lacrosse. This was awesome lacrosse from people you might see play in the league one day. I loved being there. It was my first ever. I've done semi-pro football. This was nothing compared to Montana Lacrosse League / Battle of the Border. That event was spectacular. I just want to say thank you to everyone who contributed. Thank you to the parents who interacted with me and made me feel like I was a stand-up comedian sometimes, because there were sometimes I would make a joke about a play, and I could hear them laughing behind me. The whole experience was awesome. We were at the same hotel as the players. But please watch 12 on Sports playlist, Battle of the Border, and, of course, Montana Lacrosse League. We hope to do that again soon. And once again, my Wi-Fi is taking the crap, but who cares? But, yeah. When we come back to this awesome, awesome show, we're going to talk some National Lacrosse League action once again. How about the NLL Preseason? A little bit of Mike Reacts. Toronto Rock broadcasted their game. The Wings did not even tell you if Brandon O'Neill scored. Oh, my Lord. We're going to get into that and more. Don't go anywhere. I know you won't. This is Daily Dive.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. You're like, Michael, we just talked about this. You're right, but darn it, producer Joe didn't get enough credit here. Okay, so Mike bobblehead night's got to happen someday, right? Jordan Swarm, we need it. And he's got to be wearing that with a little backpack. Or just make a pop Funko of myself. Whatever. All right, thanks for tuning in to this awesome show. We hope you're having a great time here. Be sure once again to subscribe to 12 Sports on YouTube while you're here. Also, check us out at Daily Dive Lax on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. There's that. Alrighty. Now let's get into this. I'm going to react to the NLL Preseason, and I just want to give a shout out to once again producer Joe, who made his 4th Mike Reacts graphic in 6 shows. This is going hard. I ain't going to lie. I did not feel like this. I didn't know this was going to be the mainstay graphic, but here we are. Okay. Dyson Williams and the Albany Firewolves were very impressive. He scored 4 goals in a victory, a 20-9 victory over the Rochester Nighthawks. And then he scored 2 in their loss to the they beat the Thunderbirds 20-9. They lost the Nighthawks, and Connor Fields and Ryan Smith balled out in that game. But Dyson Williams, we got updates from the Albany Firewolves, even though that game was not broadcasted. More on that in a minute. I felt like it was awesome to see that Dyson Williams was tearing it up. It might have been like, Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love in terms of just not being able to play for a year and then balling out in his first year. It's going to be great. So Dyson Williams, shout out to you, sir, and shout out to the Albany Firewolves for giving us the video of that as well. Not Daily Dive specifically, but shout out to them for posting the video of his first NLL goal, which was a preseason goal, but you get it. The Toronto Rock broadcasted their game against Calgary, and that was awesome. It was on YouTube. It was free to see for everybody. And the best part about this was they're going to broadcast all 3 of their preseason exhibition games, which is amazing, on their YouTube channel. So shout out to Toronto Rock, who have always been good to us PR-wise, and also just for being transparent with the viewers. Even though I do think Albany did the best they could, this is professional sports, God bless it. Can we get some footage here? But Ben Foster for the Roughnecks played. He scored 2 goals in the Roughnecks' second game, which they lost. That was a game that was not broadcast. Oh, you could see Ben Foster in the game against the Rock. It was interesting. The second game that they played against the Wings, he was not broadcast, but he still scored 2 fourth-quarter goals. Of course, he played for the Montana Lacrosse League Crusaders. Now, here's the thing. The Philadelphia Wings, who have number 1 overall pick, Brendan O'Neill, posted 0 videos, 0 broadcasts, and 0 stats or updates. I'm not going to overreact. This isn't Mike Overreacts. But you cannot tell me nobody in that whole god dang organization, nobody could tell me if Brandon O'Neill played or even scored. No one? Really? We're going to do this? Guys, I cannot stress this enough. We got to stop blowing the social media, man. We got to stop. Why is Las Vegas, Saskatchewan, and Albany so good, and you guys suck so bad? There is no reason why the number 1 overall pick, we don't get any status. Did he play? Did he not play? Did he score? What happened in that game? How did you guys beat the Roughnecks? Roughnecks lost the game and told us what was happening. So where the heck were you? Because I don't see you on social media. Again, nobody could do it. Come on, man. Come on. Also, shout out to the Roughnecks again, because Dane Toby and Curtis Dixon playing in a preseason game that was broadcasted was just amazing. As an NLL fan that's true to the core, I loved seeing this. I love that these veterans, who obviously have played together before, still wanted to suit up, still wanted to get better. Shout out Dane Doby, shout out Curtis Dixon. I think even Jesse King played as well. Also, as you'll see in the news that scrolled across the screen, Tyler Pace is likely going to hold out for the Roughnecks this year. Tyler Pace last season scored 86 points, including 50 assists last year. So that's interesting. Just wanted to shout that out. We have a comment on YouTube. LG Lacrosse says, we need the footage. They definitely take film of preseason games. Just upload it. Bing, 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 dingo, bingo, bingo, bingo. Thank you, LG Lacrosse, for your contributions. Of course, he knows what social media is, but we'll let that be known another time. But thank you, LG Lacrosse, for that comment. Yes. And Hunter Smith, where are you? Regardless of that. Colin Sharkey scored in a game for Rochester. He was cut by the Ottawa Black Bears, and you're like, who's Colin Sharkey? Colin Sharkey is a player who on August 14th, 2023, so over a year ago, I said I liked him during the National Collegiate Box Championship Series when I said he's a good all-around player and really no one knew who he was besides his family and friends. He scored a goal for the Rochester Nighthawks. Shout out Colin Sharkey. He also has reached out to me thanking me for my coverage of him. Colin Sharkey, you were goated. Also, another thing, I'll mention it again. Why doesn't every team broadcast their games? And I just want to mention this briefly. It feels like, to me, I knew the Toronto Rock may have better circumstances somehow because they're like on location, but the NLL would rather show us like 2 clips from our training camp takeover. Why not spend those resources on broadcasting your games, or at least showing more footage? I don't care what the next quote of the Colorado Mammoth is today on Training Camp Takeover. That's been boring. I'm serious. That's been boring. I want to see preseason. If we're going to advertise and it's out there, don't snub me. Don't shaft me over here. I want to see this stuff. Again, shout out to Toronto Rock. You are amazing for that. All right. One more segment. Calgary, you took the bullet last time. But who's my second to worst team in the National Lacrosse League? Who's Producer Joe's, after he picked Vegas for his 14th team. Don't go anywhere, folks. The last segment is coming up next.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them, with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, Click on your bet and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If you want to experience the best lacrosse league in the world, you've got to go to tickets.12onsports.com. That's tickets.12letter-OZ sports.com for the best prices in the NLL and other sports, and also concert, theater, and Broadway. Thank you for your continued support. Also, we've got merchandise at our shop. Head to the link tree in our social media bios or go to dailydivelacks.creator-spring.com for the baddest daddies design stuff. So thank you for that stuff. All right. This is interesting. I actually did some research for you guys as we get into our 13th ranked team for this upcoming season. So last year, I found out I got 6 teams right, and producer Joe got 5 teams right in terms of who we thought would make the playoffs. Remember I said that I thought Albany Firewolves would only win 2 games, and then they won like their first 6, and I looked stupid? Well, good thing for the Calgary Roughnecks is I thought they'd only win 2 games this year. So who is my 13th ranked team? First, that's Producer Joe's. Producer Joe's got the Georgia Swarm ranked number 13, ahead of the Las Vegas Deader Dogs, which he unveiled on Friday. So, who's going to be my 13th ranked team? Who was the second worst team in the league? And no, this is not a shot at the social media department. I just don't think this team's that good. I think you had a slight downgrade at goalie from Zach Higgins to Nick Damude. Your defense was terrible last year. You have a brand new coach who has to instill a brand new system with you. You've got Brandon O'Neill, but do I think Brandon O'Neill's going to score 100 points like Alex Simmons? No, I don't. So I've got the Wings to finish 13th. So that gives Calgary 14, Wings 13, and honestly, those two are interchangeable. I will tell you this, because once again, I did do my entire schedule prediction. You want to know who I think the Wings beat? I think they win all 5 of their games at home when they finish 5-13. I think they beat Las Vegas. I think they beat Calgary, who finishes below them. They will beat the Warriors at some point. They will beat the Colorado Mammoth, and they will beat the Georgia Swarm second to the last week of the season. So I do think Wings get some sneaky victories in there. I think they're all at home, which I did not plan, but that's just how it worked. Again, I went through the entire schedule, predicted every single game, and I thought the Wings finished 13th. Producer Joe is winging it as he goes, but that's another story for another day. Well, folks, I just want to say thank you for tuning in, and I also want to say, where are you, Hunter Smith? We miss you. Because it's come on, man. Alrighty. But thanks for watching today's awesome show. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and IG at Daily Dive LAX, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Reminder that you are the bread, you are the butter, you are the, are you ready, kids? I can't hear you. Oh, to my SpongeBob SquarePants. If you tuned in for the first time, please come again, and do be sure to comment. For amazing guests that we had last week and more to come, thank you for coming on this show to share your audience with us, giving us validity and relevance. For the baddest daddy in sports television, Producer Joe, I am your host, Michael Carmelis, saying see you tomorrow, same time, same place, Torn Sports. This has been Daily Dive.
Thanks for watching Daily Dive. See you next time.